I'm gonna have some breakfast, and then we're gonna pack up the adventure wagon, and we are gonna head towards Windham, New York. See what kind of fun we can find today. It's great to be back up in the hills.
Wind advisory till midnight tonight. Rain and snow showers, 2 snow showers, and tapering off with a mix of clouds and sun as we go through the afternoon. Breezy, colder temperatures falling through the 30s. Partly cloudy, teens tonight. Partly sunny, breezy tomorrow, 25 to 30. And on Saturday, mostly cloudy, 20 to 25. More cloudy.
So if you've never seen lake effect snow before, that's what it looks like. This only started a few minutes ago. Now everything was wet, and then some cold air came in and you kind of fast froze everything. And now snow's sticking to it. Yeah, that's snow. Gonna have a nice wintertime hike today. I love it. Hi everybody. We're here near Windham, New York at the Elm Ridge Wild Forest Escarpment Trailhead parking. This is a New York State Forest Preserve up on the mountaintop, only a few miles outside of Windham, New York, in that direction. And we're gonna take it to the lean-to today and have some lunch. So we're gonna walk from here on Route 23A down the Escarpment Trail. We're gonna climb up the hill. There's camping right here. So you can set up a base camp here, camp overnight, and then do the high peaks of Windham. I don't think I want to do that today with all this ice and snow. We just want to get some exercise, so that should be more than enough. Nobody here. I got the whole place to myself today. Okay, we got the keys. We're locked up. All our gear is on board. Let's get hiking. From here to North Lake Campground is 18.6. There's something I'd like to do in the summertime. We'll be on the path to Windham High Peak, but we're not going all the way. I mean, unless we're feeling up to it. Let's see how the trail looks before we make up our mind. Traffic you hear behind me is Route 23, heading towards Windham. In that direction heads you back towards the thruway, down off the escarpment. So far the trail's not too bad. How's everybody doing today? Bet you thought that spring was already here. We were gonna be done with all these winter videos, but look at this. Fresh lake effect snow this morning. Had a real hard time getting out of the camp. A little muddy here. I think I may be a bit overdressed. I'm gonna have to peel off a few of these layers. Oh, we got a cold little chipmunk. How's it going, buddy? Probably thought spring was coming. Looks like a young one. All right, I'm gonna let my head cam take most of this walk. If there's anything interesting to stop and see, I will bring you right back. Thank you for clicking on that button, everybody, and coming along with me today. Today we're hiking the Escarpment Trail in Windham, New York. might be needing my spikes. I didn't bring my heavy-duty snowshoes with the crampons on them. I just have some rubber ones that you can snap on. These are all bicycle trails down here. Mountain biking's gotten really big up here. So this is a mostly uphill hike to the lean-to, and from there it's a mountain climb up to the high peaks of Windham. It's a very difficult trail. I don't know that I want to do that alone, especially in the ice, but we'll see how stupid I'm feeling. Okay, for sake of saving some editing time, I'm gonna shut this camera off for a while and hike. I'll bring it back if something happens. Here's a cool little section going through some evergreens. Looks like a Disney ride. Still following the blue blazes. So far, haven't really needed the crampons. Just a light dusting of this really dry snow. Okay. Boy, get a load of this place. Get a nice shot from here. This is where the blue trail intersects with the gold mine trail. We saw where it came out when we first got started. Someone's calling it the best bike route. I'll have to try it. Not today. We've been on the trail for about 20 minutes now. Making good progress. Working up a bit of a sweat though. We're trying to open up, cool off. Preferably if I could hike in 32 degrees would be just about right, and that's just about where we are. Sun's feeling a bit warmer and the temperature's rising fast. Slowly gaining more altitude. Still snowing, but it's hard to tell if it's fresh snow or if it's blowing up the tops of the mountains. It's very powdery. Okay, we're just taking a little breather. We're just about to get to the biggest part of the climb. We're right there where it starts to jackknife back and forth, going straight up the hill. Be a good time to cool off. I'm sweating pretty hard right now. Got the jacket wide open, gloves are off. I took off my face mask and all of that. I'm just down to my regular hat. And it's gonna start getting steeper from here on in. It's been relatively flat, you know, slight incline all the way, but now we start the climb. Yeah, this trail, they want to send you back down into these bike trails. We're going straight up that way. Big tree crack down there, just hanging, moving around, doing too. Best keep our eyes up in the air today. Wind has gotten a lot better. It's still good and windy out here. Another bike run down that way. Okay, this is the way. It's gonna be the uphill battle part right here. Windy. Just gotta slow my pace down a little. I'm walking like I'm walking my dog. That's a bad one. It's been a couple times past here. Yeah, that one's a little scary. Okay. Feels like we've gotten up a level here. I'm not seeing anything melted anymore. It's fresh slushy snow on the ground. No more water. Temperature's dropping. We're on the north face of the mountain, and we are still climbing, one step at a time. And when I get to this point, I start counting my steps, try to gauge where I'm at. I could usually do a good 100 steps or so, and then I like to take a break when I'm on an incline. Now, if I want to take my breaks at 50 and 30 steps, that's a pretty steep incline. Well, maybe it's time for me to turn around. I turn around all the time. It's better than dying. Sometimes you're just not up to it. Sometimes the conditions are working against you. You got to be smart enough to know that it's time to go home. Now, we're not there yet. Hell, I haven't even started counting my steps yet. I've taken quite a few breaks, trying not to sweat up. It's like that was probably about 100 steps. I'm not counting. Good place to take a breather. That's the hill we've been climbing, slowly but steadily, up and down switchbacks. A lot of dead wood hanging overhead. Gotta really be thoughtful when you're walking here. That's where we're heading to. Damned if it ain't a beautiful day. 5, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100. Yeah, I'm still okay, moving along after 100 steps. We got a bunch of signs coming up here. Let's see what we've got. It started snowing a little heavier. Really nice. Run Nut. Run it. Escarpment. East Gauntlet. Let's see. Windham High Peak 2.2 miles, so we've gone just better than a mile about. Lean to can't be far. Following the blue blazes. And now here's a good sign. Camping is prohibited within 150 feet of road, trail, or water. In other words, 151 feet off this trail, you can pitch a tent and camp. A lot of nice spots around here, look. Well protected in the woods here. Put up a nice taut line and a tent. Ah, I'm seeing the lean-to. Oh, up there. Turn on my head cam. We're in the home stretch to the lean-to, which is right there. Now this is where you have to make a decision. Do I just stop at the lean-to, make myself a nice little lunch, start a fire, warm up? Or do I continue up a very treacherous trail to the Windham High Peak? It's another 2.5 miles, 2.25 miles or so. It took me the better part of 40 minutes to get here. And that was about a mile, so that'd be another 2.5 hour walk in that direction. And it's very uphill. We're gonna take our break, take some time to decide. It's a beautiful spot over here, great camping. Now you'll find these kind of lean-tos all over the Catskills and the Adirondacks. I'm carrying a heck of a lot of pack today, a very heavy pack. I wasn't planning on hiking through anywhere, I'm just taking a day. If you were a through hiker, you'd be using much less equipment and you'd be wanting to stay at a place like this. This is a nice one. It's pretty clean. There's a book to sign in right over there. There's usually some goodies laying about. A giant lighter. It's got fuel, you warm it up, I bet it'll work. You know, hikers are nice. They tend to take care of each other. Look, before they left, they basically prepared a fire for the next person. Now, the general rule around here is dead wood only. It's pretty stupid to cut down a live tree. There's plenty of dead wood. Use only dead end down, so I can't take anything that's dead standing. There's plenty of wood floating around here if I really needed a big fire. Some cooking utensils hanging on the wall. Everything you could want. There's a little head over here, a privy. Now this is what they call designated camping. There's a little orange blaze with a diamond shape on it, and it is the privy. We're not going to look in there. Nice flat land, lots of places to hang your hammock. If you're hammock camping, lots of flat spots for your tent. There's a few established places where people have camped before. See, I'm of the philosophy of I don't want to camp inside that shelter. I may hang out in there and have a fire, cook my dinner, hang out with the locals. But yeah, there's the blaze I was telling you about. When you see that, you're good to camp, and that's really where they want you to camp. And you're not going to have a big impact on the environment. I mean, you're out here because you love the environment, not because you want to destroy it, right? So best to abide by some of these rules. They're not bad. If someone set up a camp right here, probably put their tent on that side, sat right here in front of the fire. Beautiful spot. That might be the spot that I would choose. Another one over here. Now I would imagine, boy, you come up here on a summer evening, a summer day, a weekend day, this is probably full up. Every time you go past that trail, the trailhead that we parked at was empty today. Usually it's full to the brim. We're only 2.5 hours away from New York City, so this is a quick place for city folk to come and get away from it all. And it's a fine one at that. Boy, look at this drop off, and it's all icy. I don't think I'm going any closer than that, but that's a heck of it. You don't want to sleepwalk out here, huh? You wind up down there. Woohoo! Not this cowboy. I ain't going any closer than that. All right, let's head over to the lean-to and make ourselves a lunch. It's a bit early, but we can take some time, build a fire, get comfortable. Stupid side of me is coming out and telling me, John, go hike to the peak. Do it, do it. Everyone on YouTube will think you're so cool. But that's how you get yourself killed. Some places you just don't want to go alone, especially when it's all covered in ice. Something happens out here. I'm probably just far enough now I could probably, you know, drag myself back if I had to. But if you go much further than this, you're on your own. There aren't too many ways of saving yourself out here. I may have a signal on my cell phone, I don't know. The higher you get, the better your chances around here. Down in the valleys, you're screwed. All right, let's get comfortable. Took a little bit of doing, but we got her started. Everything is soaking wet out here, and there's ice on it, so as the fire starts, a little bit of water drips down, push it out. So I had to use a bit more tinder than I would like to. Had to break out my lighter. Don't get too fancy today. When it's cold and wet like this, you do what you have to. Well, it took just about everything that I had to get this fire going. It's so damp and frozen, wet, but it's going. We should be able to dry off soon. I'm actually getting kind of chilly. I hope this fire works out. Otherwise, I'm walking out cold and hungry. Looks like it's gonna work. Sun's coming out. It's turning into a really nice day. I saw one hiker go down that trail heading that way. Yeah, some warmth. This is nice. Really nice. Alright, the fire just didn't work out. Too wet, too much ice and snow on it, so I broke out the alcohol stove. That's cooking away real nice right now. I've got my tea ready to pour, and I've got my lunch ready to rehydrate. I've got some macaroni, pasta with meat sauce. A little Italiano today. Yum yum. So as soon as this water's boiled, I'll pour off the water from my tea in here, then I'll put my dehydrated food into this pot with the water and rehydrate it while I sip my tea and warm up a bit. I'm freezing up here. I'm hanging out by the alcohol stove. There's a little bit of heat. We're inside the shelter, so I'm out of the wind. It's not terrible. We're gonna have some lunch and we're gonna hike out of here. I'm getting hungry. It's been a long day. Had a long hike up here. I spent forever trying to get that fire to work. It's just every time I would get it to go a little bit, some water would just come right out of the log. It would melt, and the water would just come right down and kill the fire. Not worth it. I'm not too bad off. I'm all bundled back up again, and like I said, a nice hot cup of tea and some lunch will do me some good. All right. Looks like just about right. Let's bring it up to a simmer. I need my spoon. What is in? Oh, a piece of paper from the from the sugar packet. That's okay. It won't kill you. A spoon. Smell the tomato sauce already. Use the other side to stir my tea. We are good as gold here. Okay, that's up to the simmer. Let's close. Let's see if we can knock down this fire a bit. Down to a simmer. Okay, that's going to be 15 minutes or so to hydrate the pasta and the meat sauce. And I will bring you back when I'm ready to eat. I'm going to sip on that cup of tea right now and warm myself up. Well, this is my view from inside the lean-to. Kind of sitting in front of my alcohol stove here, warming up my fingers. Got my lunch here. It's just about ready. Another minute or two on the rehydration process. And then we're eating. Just a nice shakedown hike, to get out. It's always nice to hike in the snow. It turned out to be a nice day. The wind's a little scary, but get past that, it's all right. It's getting colder though. I can feel the temperature dropping. It's also because I'm sitting still. So we're gonna have our lunch. I'm gonna pack up the gear, mount up, and head back out to the car. Looking. The growler could be a little more rehydrating, but we're done. It's time. I'm not going to make you watch me eating my lunch, but I'll bring you back when I'm packing up. I'm getting ready to get out of here. Okay. Thank you again for coming along. I do appreciate you clicking that button and following me along on these adventures. To all my subscribers, thank you very much. I appreciate your support. If you're not a subscriber, please consider hitting the button in the corner and ringing the bell so I can notify you of new videos as they come out. Thanks for coming along. Just setting up my head camera. Make sure I'm seeing what I want to be seeing. Takes care of that. Going away. Hey, I always like to look around before I leave. Make sure I'm not leaving a mess, leaving any of my gear. I want to leave any garbage. And someone here left their stove. That's one of those little mini propane bottle stoves. I'll leave it right there. That's where I found it. I'm sure they'll be back for it. All right. That's the direction we're heading in. That's what I wanted to do. Okay, we'll be on the trail soon. Okay, we're all cleared up. I left some wood in the fireplace for the next guy. We're gonna take off now. That was a real nice pit stop. Great lunch. Would have been nice if I could have got that fire going, but sometimes you just don't get that ability. Now, that's why I carry the alcohol stove. That's the reason for it. Sometimes it's not worth the effort to get the fire going, just to make a quick lunch. I really wanted it for the heat. I'm a bit chilled right now, but I'm sure once I get walking, I'll be sweating again. Okay, there's the blue trail. Following my tracks home. All right. Day that lunch hit the spot just right. Alright, went back at the property, went through a long hike and a nice lunch. We're heading back down to camp now. When I left camp this morning, it was real hard getting up the hill, so I'm going to park it out here and walk in. Most of my gear is already downstairs, so I don't really need it. The only thing that's in the car that I might be my generator. We're going to hike down to camp now. Alright. Now yesterday we drove down this road in the rain, or at least it was warm enough to rain. And it was just mud I was worried about. Mud's bad enough. But overnight we got some crazy rain, and then the temperatures dropped like a rock right at sunrise. And the lake effect snow started. So it turned all this mud into ice and covered it with more ice. So it was real tricky driving up here this morning, so I'm not taking any chances. I'll park at the top of the hill. You know, this is where I had problems on the way out. So, you know, we actually slid over a bit, which I really don't like, because, you know, it's just easy to go down that friggin' embankment. We started sliding to the right a little bit here. You know, it's a pretty steep hill. And it's a hairpin turn, so it could be a problem. Through here wasn't so bad. There's camp. On the right is my shotgun shack, which I built mostly out of recycled materials. And on the left is Twinkie, the Airstream. That's my bunkhouse. And I hang out in the shotgun shack. Well, I'm gonna go turn on my oven. I'm gonna make some cornbread, so I have something to munch on. All right, home again.